Alright, so today I started working on the flooring for the second floor, and the first thing I got to do is the edge around the stairway. I bought the wood and now I'm just preparing it, and you can see that I've lined up the pieces of flooring to see how far it's going to go over here. Because here there's going to be, the flooring is going to be like this, so that's going to be level, right? And now what I wanted to figure out is how far this here will go, and you can see how much it overlaps. And so it's about maybe 3 centimeters, which means that there's 1 centimeter of drywall there, bottom down there, and so that's going to stick out over here about 2 centimeters, and that piece is going to come here and here, and then of course that's going to go all the way to the other end. You can see this is probably the biggest room, not probably, is the biggest room in the house, and it's going to be challenging because there's that, let me just show you, when I do the floor, first with these walls here, and then there's this closet here. So I'm going to start over there, because when I cut it I want to make sure that it's straight and it doesn't have a gap with this part here, right? So when I put the flooring right here, I don't want a gap, so I'm going to start here and then into the closet and into this room, and so that's about 3 pieces of you can see right there, exactly a little bit more than 3 pieces, right? 1, 2, 3, so 3 pieces. So when I come out here, over here and over there and over there, that's got to be leveled. And if I had one of those laser level, that would be easy, but I don't. So I've got to figure out a way to make it straight. And if you've watched my other videos, you've noticed that it's an old house, so the walls are not always straight. So that's going to be fun. And today, and one thing I have to do is this piece here, I'm going to cut a gap about 2 centimeters wide so that the flooring will go on top, and that will be some nails going in there, and of course I don't want anything to show, so that way we won't see the nails, and not nail but screws. So there's going to be screws to hold it down, and I'm going to put screws like this that will stick out this way, and I push it in, and that way it won't come up, right? Because the glue is good, but it needs a little bit more than glue. So that's why I have to start on this end, because I have to push it that way and then into the nails, right? And you can see here I started, but I cut it on the wrong side, so the cut has to be on the other side. See this little cut here, it's on the wrong side, so I bought another piece. You can see what I'm going to cut is this here will be cut 2 centimeters, right? Yeah, so 2 centimeters, right here. And as those big beams, they are 25 centimeters wide, thick, and then about 10.5 wide, so they twist after many years, so I have to put all those things to make it level. And then here you can see the same thing on this side. I put all this thing to level it off. This being twisted like this, so that means that side here is higher than this side, so I have to fill that gap, right? And then it's going to go to nothing at the other end, because at the other end it's twisted the other side, twisted that way. So it's the fun of working with older houses. That's it for now, and I'll show you once I've got a little bit more progress. So here's a better look what ideally what it looks like. I cut the two end pieces. You can see that I cut a groove on the other side in here, and the flooring goes over like this, and it's flush with the floor. So here, right, and the same over there. I've got the groove in the wood and flush. Of course, this is a little bit bent upwards, so once I put the screws in, it's going to stay down. So the screw is going to be right in here, so you can't see them. And then some screws going to stick out, and that's going to keep it down. And that's going to be the end piece, and that's going to be varnished like the stairs, matching color. Alright, so that gives you a better idea what it will look like. And there's a little bit of a it overhangs a little bit, so when we step out from the stairs, it's about the same as the other steps, except that the other steps, they are empty, they are open, but this one is not open, so it's a little bit of a shorter step because of that. But that's how it goes. And then let's take a look at this here from underneath. And before I nail it in or I screw it in, I got to make sure that it's straight. What I did is I measured the distance from the wall to there, but that doesn't mean that it's square. So it has to be square with that wall and square with here, and hopefully the two walls are square between each other. So, but there's a chance that it's not. Alright, so I guess that's all for today. Now what I gotta do is sand and bevel those pieces. This one we're not going to be standing because there's going to be a guard here, a railing, but this one we're going to be standing, so it's more important for that one to be strong than this one. Alright, that's all for this time. Alright, so I started on the floor, on the second, the flooring on the second floor, and this happens sometimes. You see that piece there? I cut it, I measured it properly, but I didn't mark it properly, so I had to do another one. I think this is the hardest part because of the closet, and actually there's two closets, there's one over there, and you can see that these two here, they look leveled. I hope they are, but I'll find out once I put the next board. And I mentioned before, the floor at that joint, it's up by about 1 centimeter, I think. And I went even into the closet, floored into the closet, and as usual the wall is not completely straight, so I have to cut them first and then fit them in to see if they're alright, and then glue them in. And also today I did that edge piece. You can see here it's got a groove, and you'll see the floor will come here, and it's nice and level, right, all the way. So this is glued and screwed in. You can see the screws right here, right? And of course that way we don't see any screws when it's finished. So this other piece here is also the same, and it sticks out about here, about 3 centimeters, same as the other one like I mentioned before, but of course there's that piece of wood there, right? And also from the other side the same thing. You can see this nice and level here, right? So I'm pretty about that. And even on the joint there's some glue to keep those two pieces together. Alright, that's all I'm going to do for today. And I guess the next step will be into the other part of the room. But of course we have to move all the stuff first and then do this part there, and then I'll be able to go from one end to the other all the way. It's quite a big room. And then the next challenge will be that wall, right? Because the hallway will be all tied in together. Quite a big job, but so far it's going well. Alright, that's all for today. So I've just finished the first 3 rows of the flooring, and now it's level with the closet. I think. Anyway, so that's all done. This morning I did that last piece here in the closet. And then next part, like I said in the previous video, I'll put some pins in there to keep it down. There's going to be a screw going that way, but I don't think it's enough, so I'm going to put an extra like this way as well, all the way over there. And so far it went quite well. I don't know if I mentioned that in the previous videos. I bought 2 kinds of flooring, and this is the cheaper model, or cheaper flooring, and it's actually much harder to install. And of course when I bought it I didn't know that. The wood is kind of soft, and the other one, it's harder wood, so to push it into the previous one, it's I can do that with the screws, but in this case I can't do it. I have to either use the hammer, or in some cases, don't see it, oh here you can see it, I make a gap in the board here and I put the chisel and I push it. That's the only way I can get it tight. And also I found out that this one actually bends like sideways, so sometimes it's in all the way on both ends, but the middle isn't. Kind of surprised me, but that's how it works. So the next time I won't use that flooring, now that I've bought it all. Alright, I mean it looks nice when it's finished, but it's much harder to install. Alright, now we'll start onto that part here.